Hey guys, Chris back. Ironhead Garage over at the shop. I'm watching the Southeast Gassers. Oh man, there's some cool gassers there drag racing. Be cool to go back to Shady Side and watch some of them boys run down the track. And I've been over here messing around with this coil. I had that plate just mounted there on that one screw. I never drilled anything. It was too close to the headers. So I moved it up and over to the driver's side. I had it hooked up to this bolt here, but I mocked my hood up there and it was too close to the top of my coil. So I moved it down, tried it over here, and it rocked on this rib right here. It wasn't right on the inside there, so that's where she's going to go. It's got a little set screw there. And I drilled the firewall and tapped it, put some flat head screws in there with some lock washers. So that's where that screws to that bracket. You can see the hole there. Pop it on there, and you run that screw down, tightens it up, and it'll be nice and tight. Probably even hold there, unless you hit a big bump. So that's a good spot for that coil. These heater hoses, they're about 2.5 inches away from my headers. They might get pretty warm, but I think I'm going to get some kind of a 90 them down and go underneath the headers. I don't want them up here baking in that heat. So we'll go underneath there, hook to the pump and to the manifold. Find something for that. Hey, Brian over there at BW's Garage sent me some numbers for some hoses, what he did on his 55. So I ordered a couple up. The bottom one ain't came in yet. It's coming this week, but I did get the top one. And they're just long, so I'll cut it for the right height here and then cut it for the right length, and that hose is going to be perfect. Thanks, Brian. I think I got some clamps. I got to look around. If not, I'll go get 4 clamps for those hoses. Been over here messing around with this exhaust a little bit too. Just kind of mocking it up. Got it up on jack stands. Cut out, and I got that muffler. I got the cutout slid into that muffler, and it's just sitting there now. I just got to figure out how to connect this together here. Trim this a little bit. So I got a 90 and a U-bend, and over there I got a 45-degree bend. And I figured out the best would be to cut a piece of this U-bend out, the radius part of it. And then I'll let it in there and make it nice. Weld that all up. So the exhaust will come here. I'm not sure if I'm going to put my header here close to the cutout or move it a little bit back further. I'm going to figure that out. Then the exhaust will come back to the front of the back wheel and then dump out. Then I'll have like a 45 like this guy coming out the side, you know, so that guy in that Yugo, he can hear that big block and maybe he'll go get an old Chevy. You'll see that. So that'll be cool looking. So I'm gonna mess with that hose and see what else I can do. Alright guys, hey, there's a 55. Check them out. We'll be back. Well, got that radiator hose on there. Got her cut and fit. Fits pretty nice. I got a good size clamp there. This one is a little bit big. It's got that too long of a tang on there, and catch your arm on it or your hand and take a hunk of skin off. That ain't good. So, you know, I was thinking these heater hoses, they need to come out and bend. Well, a lot of factory cars come out of the firewall around the motor or something, and they'll have a pre-bent 90 on them. So that's what I'm going to look for, 2 of them, and I'll come down to a short piece of pipe and elbow or something with 2 flared ends on it so the hose won't come off. And I'll run them like that and then put some heat shield on them to keep them from melting right there. I think that'll work. So I'm going to find something like that at the auto parts store. I got my fender mocked up on here. It's just being held with a piece of angle iron. So these headers down here where the cutouts are, You know, I had the cutouts, I just got them mocked up. I had them cutouts just coming flat, sticking out there. And it just didn't look right. When I stood back, you couldn't see that wing nut, and it was hard to get to on the top. So if you stand back here and you look, now you can see the full cover. Yeah, it looks pretty cool, I think. Get back here. You couldn't see the top of that cutout from the back of the car. And when you crack them open, at least the exhaust will be pointing down. So that's the way I think I'm going to run them. You can see them there. Yeah, they look pretty cool. So I got the ends all ground up. Got that in there, and the muffler and the front of the cutout ground down so I can weld it, and that end of the thrush muffler. So I think that's where I'm going to run the mufflers there, and to get these parallel to each other, you know, so it ain't canked into the muffler, so it's running true. They do make a muffler clamp about 2.5 inches wide from Speedway or Jegs. Somebody sells them, and they have a bunch of openings in their slashes, so you tighten that clamp up, and it trues the pipe up to the other pipe, and then you can spot weld it and take that clamp off and finish welding it. Well, I ain't got one of them, and I forgot who had it. Someone sells it. So I got that cutout going in 1 inch into that muffler. So I just took my tape measure and measured 1 inch, and I made a bunch of slashes about 1/2 inch apart all the way around the pipe. So I'm going to take this off, I'm going to put it to that first slash there, I'm going to spot weld it, and then I'll spot weld the back, and I'll kank that pipe just right 1 inch, and then spot weld it a couple more times, and those two pipes will be true to each other. And then I'll do the same on this pipe. When I go to put it in the muffler, take my tape measure and I'll put 1 inch slash and 1 inch and 1 inch, you know, all the way around. Then I'll know that that muffler is true to the pipe, nice and straight. So I'm going to get on that, get welding that one up, get that angle right, probably do the other side. We'll see how far I get. Hey, check it out. Put my old vintage tacks up here. Might as well showcase them off. I can look at them every day instead of being hidden away in the cupboard. Got an old RADIATOR tack, auto guide tachometer, and an old Super Sun 2 tack. Yeah, he's pretty cool. I was going to run that one in the car until I found that green line tack. So, well, we'll get on it. Look at that, it's the chick magnet. The Southern Flyer. Yeah, buddy. Alright, guys, we'll be back. Hey, well, not auto guide, air guide. Alright. So I got this pipe tacked up. I ain't built the elbow yet, though. The piece to connect it to the header. But I did get it tacked there. And I got it tacked there. And it's pretty true with the rocker panel. I can't level it because my car ain't level, so you can't, there ain't putting no level on it. You just gotta measure and eyeball it. True. So I'm not sure. Maybe I'll just lope this pipe off somewhere there and put this exhaust out here. Who knows? I gotta figure that part out. But I'm gonna get this hanging and get that piece, that elbow built. So over here, that's what I've been doing. Got this other one mocked up. So I put the frame and square on here and measured out. And measured there and there, and then spun it and put it on there and measured it. And then tacked it one tack, and then looked down it and made sure it wasn't crooked, and sighted it and checked it again. And then I tacked that up. So on this long pipe, I made those inch slashes. There they are with my felt pen all the way around. So it's looking pretty true. So I put the level on the pipe here. Got it pretty level. And I got to adjust it a little bit more. And then I adjusted this pipe level. Got some shims there on that side. So looks like I got to push this shim in a little bit more. It's pretty darn close, but I'll adjust it more. So I got it level that way. Then I took this big old straight edge, if I can do this, and squared it up on the exhaust pipe there, and like right there I measured 1.25 inches, and then down there on the end 1.25 inches. So now I know it's straight with that muffler that way. But I'll start by putting a tack here, and then I'll check that side to side, and then I'll put another tack and check it again without the car being up in the air. This is the easiest way I know how to do it. Really can't put it underneath the car and tack it and weld it. The car ain't level, so there ain't no level to put it on. So, alright, I'm gonna get on that. Start tacking that up. Big block. Yeah, buddy. Alright guys, we'll see how this camera shot works. Turn on the gas on the old welder. Flip on the juice. So I got it level this way. Turn the level around. Come on now. I got a dead level there. Then I got a level on the pipe here. So I'm going to put a tack there. Then we'll check it with that square. Probably should be wearing your gloves, but it is what it is. Alright, so we got a good tack there. Check the level again. Still level. Still nice and level. So that's good. We'll get our trusty old Stanley tape measure. This is kind of hard by myself. We'll put that square on there. The measure should be 1.25 inches. 1.25 inches. And 1.25 inches. So it's level this way and it's square to that muffler. Homemade straight edge, super straight edge. And then we'll tack it on this side. Hopefully it stays. We'll check it again, make sure it didn't turn or pull. Be 1.25 inches down here. Got a straight edge on there just right. Pulled a little bit, so it needs to go that way. Give her a little tweak. Check it again. Inch and a quarter. I'll tack it on this side. Hopefully it stayed. One more time. Inch and a quarter exactly. So it's nice and true now. Backyard way of doing it, I guess. Alright guys, I'm going to shut this gas off. Maybe we'll put one more tack on the other side, but I'll shut the video off, flip this pipe over, and Put another tack on it, and this is for the passenger side. We'll start working on that driver's side. Alright. Alright, there's that one tacked up. I put another tack on it, so there's 1, 2, 4 tacks on it. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you take it and you spin it. There's no wobble to it. Hard to spin, but and hold the phone at the same time. But you can see, stays nice and true. It's not kanked. Nice and straight. So that's one way of doing the exhaust. So on these thrush mufflers, they should send you a right and a left. You can see that has the bird on it, thrush. But if you put this one, see that's on the inside. If you put it over here on the outside, well then it would be upside down. So there's on the inside of the car, and I made it so that that cutout's tilted down like the other side, and that'll be level when you're looking under the car. As you can see how it would be backwards. If you come around here, it would be upside down. But over here on the driver's side, it says thrush right there. I made that so you can see it. Too bad the other side ain't like this, stamped in there, but it is what it is. Then you'll be able to look up underneath the car, I guess, and see the other thrush. So one side will say thrush, one side will be plain. Yep. Well, that's alright though. So I'm going to work on that driver's side and try to get that pipe all leveled up as best as I can with the car. Not necessarily level, but true with the rocker panel. It's pretty close now. You can see, sight that rocker panel. It's like it's got to come up or down. Down in the back a little bit or up in the front. You can see that gap. Yep, the reveal. That's what we do framing houses all the time. Look at the reveal. Sometimes you don't need a level. Alright guys, I'm going to try to work on this piece here. Try to get that all cut in there out of that U-bend. It's around here somewhere. Alright, well, maybe this is enough for a video. It's getting pretty long. And I'll work on this tomorrow. Getting late tonight already. And I gotta use my jack stands on the other side. Anyway, one side at a time. Alright guys, appreciate you watching. Take care. You guys go wash all the gassers. Alright guys, till next time.